Show is brought to you by Kessler Prime and the Renaissance. Speaking of fantastic restaurants. And again, we recommend the rack of lamb. The fried shrimp are great, not just the bacon wrap, which the fancy name is shrimp Lejeune, but I call it bacon wrap shrimp. Whatever you want to do there. And my favorite steak, the ribeye. But, I mean, I'm not going to turn down a filet or New York strip. So, and damn sure not going to turn down a porterhouse if you want to, how many times have we done that? Either here or on the road, right? Get you a porterhouse Pittsburgh Rare and a good glass of Elijah Craig bourbon. That's a good night. KesslerPrime.com to make a reservation. In the Renaissance, by the way. Man, people are feeding us. By the way, there's some people really making me feel, I don't usually feel bad, and there's some people making me feel bad that they haven't won anything. They've been listening for like 16 to 20 years. So I'm going to have to
we got to
load up some bags of Tito's and Elijah Craig stuff. And one guy wants some, he says he's been trying to win Dancing Rabbit golf gift.
Yeah. Gift certificates. Yeah.
Yeah. For years. I'm like, damn. So,
well, yeah, we got to get that.
I'm going to have to email PRR because I'm low.
We'll get that
on hotel nights and rounds of golf and Mom and M's. Boom. But yeah, this guy's like, he's been trying to win forever. What have we been doing? I feel like we've given away a lot of stuff.
We're really, we've always been really
we
good
got
at
8 bags outside the door ready to get picked up from listeners.
And I know I know there are multiple listeners that have won multiple times, sure, but that's because we've done so many giveaways.
Yeah.
I didn't see, Real C. Collins has gotten something.
He's messing with us.
That.
He's messing with us. No doubt.
No, there ain't no question.
People want me to talk about the 2026 schedule. I love how crazy y'all are. You people are nuts. Yeah, so I did watch it last night. Wendy went over to a neighbor's house. So again, I'm by myself with the dog. And so I poured a glass of wine and I turned on the SEC network early, actually. And whatever was on before it was really boring. But I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. So I turned it on 20 minutes before the schedule unveiling for Ole Miss and Mississippi State. And if y'all would pull that up, I'd appreciate it, either Wes or Jackson, whichever one y'all want to do. And that way we can go over it because people want us to talk a little sports. I'd rather talk food and festive and Christmas and lights and Tito's White Russians and somebody cooking Jackson and I beef tenderloin this weekend or something like that. Okay. The Golden Moon Casino text line is 601-885-3776. Twitter X at Bowbounds. And speaking of festive, I'm not drinking Stella Artois. I'm actually drinking water with an electrolyte, but it's out of a chalice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Stella Artois caller line. Stella Artois is great beer, but it's great Christmas beer. And it looks exactly like you think of Christmas because it's red, green, and white. As far the bottle's green and then the label's red, green, and white. Stella Artois is great beer. Goes great with steak and ribs and fun stuff. The caller line, 601-707-3750.
Do you want to go over the home schedule for Mississippi State first?
The whole
schedule?
No. Let's just start with September.
Okay.
So La Monroe's game 1, but
Monroe.
And then at Minnesota. But walk me through it.
Troy.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's Minnesota.
It's at South Carolina. Make sure you got it in the right sequence.
So you got ULM,
okay,
obviously in Starkville.
Okay, that's a win.
Right, Minnesota.
It's at Minnesota. It's early in the year. You should have more talent. I'd say 60-40 Mississippi State. When I'm doing that, I'm talking about percentages. Go ahead.
You got the Cox.
That's going to be a tough one.
Columbia.
Unfortunately for Mississippi State, Shane Beamer, for the first time in his career, decided to hire a legitimate offensive coordinator in Kendall Briles, who is Jeff Levy's brother-in-law. And so the problem there is now South Carolina has Clayton White as a defensive coordinator who's good, and they just paired him with Kendall Briles. And if they win the bidding war with Lenoris, they could be a problem. Now, is it a winnable game for Mississippi State? Yes, but I give South Carolina 60-40. Again, I'm throwing percentages. Go ahead.
Fair enough. You're going to head back home and host Missouri.
That's a 60-40 Mississippi State.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that. All right.
With Camario and
Yeah.
Arnett, it's got to be. May not happen, but it's got to be.
Should be.
You could win it. You could lose it. I'm going 60-40.
Stay at home. Alabama.
70-30 Bama.
Yeah. Okay. I can buy that. LSU in Baton Rouge.
But again, Camario's your first playmaker since Nick Fitzgerald.
That's right.
You went through Chris Relf, Dak Prescott, Nick Fitzgerald. They were playmakers. It's amazing what happens when you have a playmaker at quarterback. Joe Moorhead ruined Tommy Stevens and Garrett Schrader. Then the Leach staff decided they didn't want Garrett Schrader.
Right.
He went on to have a fabulous career at a place that doesn't even give a damn about football. They're called the Syracuse Orange. And so go ahead.
Then, obviously, all right, so you go to Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Then you
that's 80-20 LSU.
Yes.
With Lane there and Baker as defensive coordinator and so on. Go ahead.
Host
Okay.
Oklahoma.
50-50 or maybe 52-53, 47-48 Oklahoma.
Okay.
But very, very close.
Okay.
Now, that again, I can't emphasize, I'm not saying he's going to be great from the pocket in year two, but I cannot emphasize more. You look at Ole Miss, you look at Marcel Reed at A&M, you look at Diego Pavia, you look at Haynes King. When you have a damn playmaker at quarterback, you can mess up throughout the afternoon and still win. Go ahead.
Facts. Then you head out on Halloween. You head to Austin, Texas.
Our schedule unveiling today is brought to you by Eye Care Professionals. Take a look at the schedule for 2026. Brought to you by Eye Care Professionals. Routine eye exams, cataract surgery. Eye Care Professionals, 2 locations on Lakeland Drive. What game did you just throw out to me?
That was October 30th, 1st, Halloween, and you're in Austin, Texas.
80-20. Probably 80-20 Texas. All right, go ahead.
All right.
We'll do Ole Miss in the next segment.
You head on home.
All right.
And you host Vandy.
60-40 Mississippi State.
You head after that. You're hosting Auburn.
50-50.
Really?
Maybe slight edge to Levy and Camario and Arnett. I mean, Golish.
Whoa.
Golish is a reach, but Durkin is phenomenal.
Okay.
All right.
Tennessee Tech and Starkville.
W.
And Ole Miss and Oxford.
Ole Miss 60-40. But I got to see what Golding does. We'll see. I mean, John David Baker's a meh hire. And we'll see. We'll see. Trinidad's supposed to know what today? If he gets another year of eligibility. Is that what he said in the press conference yesterday, I think? Hey, we're live in the Bank Plus studio, the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Hey, we got our Bowl Pick'em. You got to jump in. Go to ESPN.com. Hit Bowl Pick'em. Search OOB Bowl Pick'em. Jump in. We're going to have some great prizes. We'll do the Ole Miss schedule next. All right. That was fun. I mean, we just went hardcore sports. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Only in the SEC are we talking about the 2026 schedule. I mean, Ole Miss still has a college football playoff game, or two. No, they'll have two. Yeah. They have one December 20th against Tulane, which is a rematch, which is, I mean, it's a big deal to make it, but you're sitting there going, what the hell? We got to get this thing right. And then they'll play Georgia in the Caesar Superdome, which I'll be in on Sunday. I guess I'll be cheering for the Saints.
Yeah, you will.
Okay. Well, I'm not cheering for Carolina.
No.
Maybe I just won't be cheering. I'll just be hanging out, having fun.
Lame.
But,
lame. Not in the dome, man.
You know, I do have a Saints pullover.
I know. You got to wear it.
I don't think I am.
Yeah, you got to wear it.
That's not really mine.
I don't know, man. You walk in there and you feel
They gave me one when we went to the NFL draft.
A Saints one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
When we got to the hotel, there was a Saints pullover on my bed.
Nice, yeah.
It's Caesar's. And Blake, Blake doesn't like the Saints
at all.
And so, as y'all know, we go out to the 2022 NFL draft. It was the night that Charles Cross was drafted in the first round by the Seattle Seahawks. And Blake actually put his on
and they gave him
and wore it.
Yes.
Yeah. It was
even though it had a fleur-de-lis?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he's a Cowboys fan. And he has hated that he had to watch Saints games. Now he's got the ticket and has had it. But growing up, and even like a month or two ago, I wasn't thinking. I thought for sure the Cowboys would be on whatever station I was going to, channel. And it was a Saints game. And the problem is the Saints are just so damn boring right now. I mean, I'll have a great time at the game because I'll have a beverage and some nachos and be with the fam. But where was I going with that?
Talking about the Saints game this weekend.
Yeah, but Blake wearing the pullover. Yeah. It was so damn funny. He wore it all night.
I'm surprised he didn't put like a sticky note or something over the fleur-de-lis.
I bet he would have if he'd had access to it.
No doubt.
But we were rolling. I mean, we checked in and we were hopping down the strip and going in different places and trying to scout out where we were going to do the show the next day because we didn't ask for permission. You can't.
No.
When you go into resorts like that, you can't. Do you know how many times I've just popped up the show and just done it? And
what are they going to do?
Well, 99% of the time you're good. Sure. Every now and then you got Polly Perfect or those people that wanted to yell at you during COVID that were on the front lines. You know what I'm saying?
Typically you're fine.
Like a security guard or whatever, but typically you're fine. We just set up and rolled. I mean,
as long as you act like you're supposed to be there.
We absolutely acted like we were supposed to be there.
What are they going to tell you?
Right. Exactly.
So is there proof of this? Is there like a picture of Blake wearing this pullover?
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, you got a picture of him with a Saints pullover on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to need that.
Okay.
Yeah, we need that.
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
I have not seen this.
Do you want to go over the 2026 Ole Miss schedule?
Yeah. All right, Wes is trying to get us back in. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We are going to take a look at the 2026 Ole Miss football schedule brought to you by, take a look, Eye Care Professionals. Routine eye exams, cataract surgery. As we take a look at the Ole Miss football schedule for 2026, brought to you by Eye Care Professionals. And again, routine eye exams and cataract surgery. All right, let's start with game one.
Louisville Cardinals in Nashville.
That's right.
If Jeff Brom is still the coach, 55-45 Louisville.
Looks like he is.
Because he is, to date, I mean, 6 years from now, Pete Golding may be, but to date, Jeff Brom is a way, 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 way better coach. Although Ole Miss should have a slight talent advantage, Louisville will have a head coaching advantage. Go ahead.
Charlotte 49ers.
Well, obviously, win.
And then we have the LSU Tigers coming to Vaught Hemingway Stadium.
60-40 Lane.
Okay.
Maybe 70-30.
And then we have to go to Ben Griffin Stadium to play the Florida Gators.
John Summerall and Florida. I'll go 60-40 Florida.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, what did Kirby Smart just say a few days ago in his press conference? Talked about Florida's talent and physicality. They just didn't have their you-know-what together. Go ahead.
At Vandy.
No Diego.
No Diego.
I give Ole Miss. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be.
It's not going to be that freshman, is it?
I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think so, although they may have
Transfer.
promised him that to flip him from Georgia. For our listeners, we're
point.
talking about Vanderbilt signed the number one quarterback in the country. He was committed to Georgia, and then he flipped to Vandy.
50-50?
I go 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have Missouri coming to Oxford.
You had Missouri and State at 60-40 State.
Yeah, I give Ole Miss a slight edge.
You don't have to, right?
53-47. These are percentages for our listeners. This is ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. Straight Funk with me, Wes. We're going over the 2026 Ole Miss schedule. Go ahead.
At Texas.
Loss.
Yeah.
So I'll go 70-30.
Yeah.
Texas. Okay.
Halloween night.
Okay.
Auburn in Vaught Hemingway.
Ooh. I give probably Ole Miss just a slight edge. 52-48. Feel like we're in election time.
Right.
How many elections are decided in that 51, 52, 53?
That's what they tell us, at least.
That's a good point. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I give Ole Miss a slight edge. That game's a pretty much toss up.
And then the next weekend, you host Georgia.
I give Georgia 70-30.
Go to Oklahoma.
Oh, God.
Yes,
Ole Miss's schedule is definitely flipping next year. I give Oklahoma 60-40.
Wofford, and then you host the Dogs.
I give Ole Miss an edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying about 7
both
to
of
5,
them are
7,
lying
7,
for
5,
6 or 8 wins.
8 wins.
No. Ole Miss?
Yeah.
I don't think I just went over 8 wins.
7-6, maybe 6.
I think they'll go 6-6, 7-5.
Okay.
Well, do we add one more game onto that now, though? Oh, no. We're still playing the same amount of
It's
games.
just 12 games. Only one bye next year.
Right.
Instead of 2 byes. It's going to be brutal. You're going to go to 9 games. Man. It's going to be a damn injury march. An orthopedic and physical therapist dream. It's going to be a damn bloodbath. So you only have one bye next year for State and Ole Miss and everybody. We know that when I'm referencing this, it's across the board. For Ole Miss and Mississippi State, 1 bye and 9 conference games. Okay. So I'm thinking 6-6 for both teams. So and that means that they could skew to 7-5 or 5-7.
Yeah, that's a plus or minus 1.
Yeah. But with 9 conference games, brutal. This is going to be a tough deal. Yeah. And I'll have to look at who pulled the easiest schedule.
Yeah.
I think it was Tennessee.
That wouldn't surprise me because they've had a tough one the past few years.
Okay.
But
we've got new coaches.
Right?
Look, we've got new coaches at Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, Arkansas. Did I miss one? Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, Arkansas.
Man, that's crazy. With
new coaches. The hire of the year, Lane. Second best hire, Sumrall.
For now.
Third best hire, yikes.
DeBoer to Michigan.
Oh, yeah, the Michigan job is open. We'll see what happens there. Holy Mary Olzab. Only one. This past year, Ole Miss and Mississippi State and everybody else had 2 byes. You had 2 bye weeks. So you're gonna play another conference game and you lose one of your bye weeks. It's just a bloodbath.
I just want to let you know that
Steve Palazzolo coming up next.
Chat did tell us months ago that we would lose anywhere between 5 to 7 coaches.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Hey, the show is brought to you by Burgers Blues Barbecue. Dogwood, Flowwood. Those smash burgers are amazing.
But how many guys you know have a stripper pole in their home?
I thought it was part of the covenants at Reunion and Lost Rabbit. I'm just kidding. You think people are going to get mad at me? Oh, well. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out with us and making us your sports and entertainment show of choice. In the great state of Mississippi, the show is brought to you by Mississippi State University, Bagley College of Engineering. Bagley graduates had a 94% success rate in post-graduation placement. And we want to tell you about the ID Lab, Innovation, Design, and Engineering Education Laboratory. They did not let Jackson in there. In the Michael W. Hall School of Mechanical Engineering brings industry and government partners and state-of-the-art equipment to campus. Students have real-world co-op-like experiences as part of their curriculum without having to leave campus. For several years, the Bagley College of Engineering has been the largest college at MSU by number of students with well over 5,100 students. And that is the Bagley College of Engineering. Go ahead and book your tour today, bagley.msstate.edu. Biomedical engineering, petroleum engineering, nuclear engineering. That means you will be employed for life and do really, really well. And they're doing a great job up there, the Mississippi State University Bagley College of Engineering. All right, this is ESPN 1059 The Zone. We welcome in our friend, Steve Palazzolo, NFL Insider. He had the podcast of the year 2 years ago, and his show, Check the Mic. You can find it on all the platforms, YouTube, Spotify, and so on. And he joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Are you ready to say that the Chiefs are done forever?
No. Forever's a long time, Bo. You can't say that forever. Now, for this season, probably. There's still this outside chance for this season. If they were to win out, have to beat the Chargers this weekend and then the Broncos on Christmas night. Tough task. Raiders and Titans in there they should beat. But if they were to win out and the Chargers have a tough schedule, that's probably their easiest path to sneak into the playoffs. And there could be a scenario where the Chargers are playing the Broncos in Week 18, where the Broncos, if the Chargers win, they're in and knock out the Chiefs. And if the Broncos, for some reason, had the number 1 or 2 seed locked up and had nothing to play for, they could sit their backups. Chargers win, Chiefs are out of the playoffs.
Dude.
So I'm painting this scenario. Chiefs win this weekend, they win out. The Chargers stumble. A couple times they have the Cowboys, they have the Texans, they have a couple tough games. And then they go into Week 18 and Sean Payton says, I'm going to sit the starters and Chargers win. Chargers are in. Chiefs are going home. Possible.
Okay. All right. So, but it will be weird if we don't have the Chiefs and possibly the Ravens in the playoffs, right?
It's a very strange season. We always hear the phrase, it's a QB-driven league in the NFL, and it is. And now we have a world where the consensus top 4 QBs for the last few years have been Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. And 3 out of the 4 probably not going to be there. And Josh Allen, the only guy that's going to be there. Then you have, there's some good quarterbacks. Drake May's on the ascent, and Justin Herbert's good, and what have you. But it's a strange season. And then the reason why the Chiefs aren't done, in perpetuity, is they've lost a lot of close games, right? Like all that black magic that they pulled off the last couple of years in close games, blocked field goals and Raiders dropping a snap and 4th and 18 pass interferences, all those ways that they snuck wins in previous years, those couple plays are going the opposite way. I don't think they're a disaster. They still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have talent on the team. I see Chiefs fans being like, man, we have nobody on the team. It's like, the team's fine. They can improve in a couple areas, but the Chiefs will be back. They'll be in the mix. They'll be playing a 3rd place schedule next year as well. So don't forget that. They're not done for it. Don't let the shouty shows tell you the Chiefs are done in perpetuity here. They'll be fine. But yeah, it was a rough season where they just didn't win those close games.
Yeah, that'll be wild. we may not have the Chiefs or the Ravens out of the AFC. And are you buying some of these new teams? I mean, the Patriots haven't. I mean, they've been able to pull a great schedule.
Oh yeah.
You know, are you sold on the Broncos doing that? Could make some noise in January. Where are you going here?
So I think the easiest thing to do in sports analysis is to say that every team is a fraud, because at some point every team's going to lose except one, and you're going to look great. So I'll say they're all frauds.
I love it.
Is it? They're all overrated. And then whenever they lose, AFC Championship, divisional round, doesn't matter when they lose. You just say, "Told you, they're overrated."
Told you.
That's all you got to do. But I mean, they're all flawed, right? I mean, like Denver, do you trust Bo Nix week to week? Maybe not, but there are some. He's made some big plays against the Chiefs and in big games. He actually played well last year in the playoff game against Buffalo. They had some bad luck and weird game flow. So I think Bo Nix is capable of doing what he needs to and go on a little run. Remember a little over a decade ago when Brady wasn't winning every Super Bowl, you had Eli Manning going on a run and Joe Flacco going on a run. And that's kind of how things went for a short period of time. So we might see something like that this year. Can Bo Nix play well for 3 or 4 games with that awesome defense? Yeah. You know, can the Texans with their elite defense put it together for a few games? Absolutely. And then the Patriots, you know, they might be the best long term because Drake May is the best quarterback of that group, or at least looks like it. But yeah, they've been aided by an easy schedule. But you've got Vrabel, who's done a really nice job as head coach, resetting the culture there, and their arrows pointed up. So I think it's a fascinating season where, yeah, any team can go on that 3 or 4 game stretch, especially without Kansas City. With Kansas City probably not there. There's like 16% chance that Kansas City sneaks in as the 7th seed.
Okay, and what about the Ravens? It doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. I mean, there was this path that we painted a couple weeks back when they were 1-5. It wasn't surprising that they had got back to 5-5 and actually tied for the top of the division because they had an easy schedule. Lamar came back, but they just haven't looked right all season. Honestly, the only time they looked good was week 1. Remember that Sunday night game against Buffalo? The first 3 quarters, they looked unbelievable. They were dominating. Lamar's fast. Derrick Henry's unstoppable. And the defense looks good. And then they collapsed. And so Baltimore's had issues on defense. They have not rushed the passer well. Lamar looks like he's been playing hurt since about week 3. And, of course, missed some time. So he's not as fast and dynamic. So the pass game, the run game is just not there for the Ravens. It's a weird season for them because, again, they're not done forever.
Right.
They're a good organization,
sure.
Good roster, but this is the worst Ravens team that they've had probably in the Lamar Jackson era, at least in a few years. So, yeah, they're having some issues this year in addition to Lamar missing a few games.
NFL insider Steve Palazzolo on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line, brought to you by Stella Artois and Wings at Martin's in Livingston. Great place for game day tomorrow and Sunday. We've got some really good games on Sunday, by the way. This could be a great weekend of NFL. Steve Palazzolo, Skyline Chili insider, former AAA San Francisco Giants pitcher. He joins us on 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Okay, so we hit the AFC a little bit. Is there anything else I want to do? I love Vrabel, even though they pulled an easy schedule. He impresses me. Jaguars are boring. Okay, so we'll go to the NFC. All right, so this is kind of crazy pills on this side. No, did you have another AFC question, Jackson?
No, NFC.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's go to the NFC. Are you buying the Rams more than anybody else, or is there another team in the NFC, Steve P?
I like the Rams the most. I think they had a tough one against the Panthers a couple weeks ago. Quirky game where they kept moving the ball, and then the Panthers hit 4 or 5 high leverage plays, a couple interceptions, 4th down touchdowns that the Panthers got. So they lost, by the way, the first place Panthers in the NFC South after last night.
Oh my God.
But I think the Rams are the best all-around team. I think and the Seahawks are right there. We're in this fascinating world where for the second straight year, Sam Darnold is quarterbacking the team with the second best record in the conference, but the best teams in the same division. Remember last year, week 18, he's leading the Vikings. They lose to the Lions, and they're battling for the number 1 seed, and they land at the 5 seed. That's what's happening right now. Rams, Seahawks, both 10-3. Seahawks technically the 5 seed because they don't have the tiebreaker, and then they're going to play in whatever it is, next week, 8 days. They're playing next Thursday. So that's going to decide things. Seahawks, Rams, Thursday Night Football on the 18th. That's going to potentially determine the division in the West, but potentially the NFC. But I think the Rams are the best all-around team. Seattle's close, though. They are right there. They can throw the ball. Defense is incredible. The Rams, I think, just a tick better on offense. I trust Stafford a bit more on week to week. Puka Nacua is unstoppable. And then defensively, their four-man rush is outstanding. They can blitz. And their defense has been really good since the end of last year. The Rams have had one of the best defenses in the league.
Here we go again. Les Snead and Sean McVay. And
it's unbelievable what they've done, even since Aaron Donald retired, and just rebuilding that defense and rebuilding both sides of the ball.
Look at all the players Snead has hit on. It's unreal. Steve P.
Yeah, I have some numbers on like valuations on players and different things. And if you go back over the last 6 or 7 years, the Rams are the best drafting team in the league, and Puka Nacua puts them over the top, and Jared Verse puts them over the top. Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, they have just added so much talent the last few years. And that was a team, remember, that was the old, let's get the veterans, let's forget the picks.
Right.
Forget the picks, guy. And they went the veteran route, and then they pivoted and said, okay, we're gonna draft well, and we're gonna draft top 40 players, and they did, and they've done a great job revamping that team.
For our listeners, Les Snead, general manager, LA Rams, of course, Sean McVay, and they wear Wolf and Shepherd shoes. That's why they're winning.
That's right.
And you can find Wolf and Shepherd shoes at the Rogue Men's Store. I've got a pair. They're fantastic. You can see all season Rams and Texans have been wearing Wolf and Shepherd shoes. You can find them at the Rogue Men's Store. Okay, Steve Palazzolo, NFL insider. Speaking of Tampa Bay losing last night, 29-28. And we have Kyle Pitts on our fantasy football team, and Jackson put him in right before the game, which was awesome. And really, that's what I should have led with, the fact that how awesome we were last night in fantasy. But where are you with the NFC South? I mean, I know it's a bunch of garbage, but what are we doing here? What's going to happen as we go down the stretch here?
I'm massively confused. Podcast partner Sam and I, every single week, when we try to pick games or describe what happens in Panthers and Falcons games, we just sit there and shake our heads and say, we have no idea. No idea how this happened. No idea how the Carolina Panthers, like the Panthers over the last 2 years, this year they beat the Packers and Rams, the two top teams in the NFC. Then they lost to the Saints by 10, so the Saints' second win, right? And then week to week, you just don't know what you're going to get from Carolina. Didn't even have a chance against the Niners on Monday Night Football. The Bryce Young's Panthers, they brought the Chiefs to the brink last year. Yeah. Bryce Young going toe-to-toe with Mahomes. They should have beaten the Eagles last year, but they had a drop on a game-winning drive. So 1 week the Panthers are competing with Super Bowl champions. The next week they look awful. So I don't know what the Panthers are. And then the Falcons, what they did last night, where Kyle Pitts was awesome and Bijan Robinson's incredible, and Drake London's been hurt these last few weeks, but he's been great when he's out there, but not every week. And so they should be much better. Like the Falcons could still be the best team in the South, but they have 5 wins and they're already eliminated from the playoff picture. And they're just bad on special teams and just find ways to lose games for the most part. And then the Bucs should be the best team, and they were for a while. And then the offense has just hit a massive lull these last few weeks. Baker's banged up and playing hurt, but there's no rhythm to the passing game, and the defense has just collapsed in recent weeks in key situations like they did last night. So it's confusing. And because the Bucs should be better, the Falcons should be better, the Panthers probably shouldn't be as good as they are, but some weeks they do look incredible and they deserve credit for that. So it's wide open, and it comes down to Panthers, Bucs. They still play twice. The NFL has weird, quirky scheduling where sometimes division teams play in weeks 16 and 18, right at the end of the season. That's Panthers, Bucs. The whole division pretty much comes down to those 2 games. So Bucs have to get it back together, and Panthers are technically in first right now with a chance, to make a move.
Steve Palazzolo had the NFL Podcast of the Year. He joins us on the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Stella Artois and Wings at Martin's and Livingston. Perfect for game day tomorrow and Sunday. All right, Steve P., Saints fans are looking for some hope. As you and Sam and your guys break down tape, are you starting to like what you're seeing from Tyler Shuck, the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints?
Definitely liking what I'm seeing. I mean, to do what he did last week against the Bucs, and I know, look, Tampa just collapsed last night against Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. I get it, but the 2 long runs that he had last week to beat the Bucs, the keeper, which was like 38 yards or whatever it was, I was surprised by that. I wasn't looking at Tyler Shuck as this, running savant coming out of college, but showed good speed on that play. And then the scramble drill touchdown to win it for the Saints last week just showed some incredible playmaking ability in crunch time. And then you look at what Shuck has done on third down. If you go back to the Panthers game where they pulled the upset, just a ton of big plays on third down, taking care of any comeback attempts from Carolina. And then last week against Tampa, making throw after throw on third and fourth down and, moving the chains and making big plays. So I think there's a lot to like about Tyler Shuck. I heard Mark Schlereth a couple weeks ago, he was on the call in the Dolphins game, and he was just raving about Shuck and, some of the throws that he made that weren't even caught by Olave or whatever it was. And so Shuck's always had some fans around the league. And then, and then some people say, oh, he's too old and he's this, or he's injury prone, and he definitely has some decisions in there on his tape through the years that are wild and crazy. But he hasn't done that a ton at the NFL level, which is great. So I think there's something to build on. And so you've got 3-4 more games here to just confirm, all right, he'll be the starter next year. We probably have a top 10 pick. We don't have to consider some of the other quarterbacks. He's going to have another year, and there's at least something to build on. So I've been impressed by Shuck and his development the last couple of weeks.
All right, so Saints fans, maybe there's something to get excited. No, Wes and Jackson are both shaking their head.
Oh, I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, now you're on board because you were just trashing him just a few days ago.
Who?
So now Palazzolo comes on, gives him a ringing endorsement, and now you're on the bus. What's happening here?
So I think it started with Mike D, and it just kind of like rolled into it, and now Steve P solidifies it.
Okay.
But I need him to solidify one more thing for me.
What?
The Kirk Cousins deal.
All right, let's talk about Kirk Cousins.
What are they going to do?
He's the guy that won't go away.
He won't.
He's Joe Flacco. Without the Super Bowl, but he didn't play for a Ravens organization that puts a whoopee around you. Go ahead, Steve P. Tell me about Kirk Cousins.
I think when he plays the Bucs, he turns into Tom Brady.
That's right. That's it. He's right.
That's great.
Incredible.
I've looked at the schedule. They don't play the Bucs anymore.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Oh, my goodness. Show Me the Money Friday with Steve Palazzolo. His show, Check the Mic. You can find it everywhere, especially on YouTube. And those guys cut up. His buddy Sam's funny. And they've been rolling for some time now. When you get the NFL Podcast of the Year, you know you're doing something right. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. So the Green Bay, they've won 4 in a row, but I don't see as many people buying them. So tell me what's happened. Like, what gives there? What are they? What are the Green Bay Packers this year?
The Packers, I think they're still a very good team. But again, you go through the season and the number of times that the Packers have let you down. That the Panthers game, they lost at home to Carolina, and they lost to the Browns way back in week 3. People still remember that one because they were up 10-0. The Browns could barely move the ball, and then Jordan Love threw a key interception, and Joe Flacco's Browns beat Jordan Love's Packers. So that's kind of what we remember. But the Packers they're a really good team. They showed it against the Bears last week in a big game. They showed it on Thanksgiving against Detroit. I think Jordan Love's playing great right now, and he's doing it in high leverage situations. They're the number 1 team in the league at third down conversion rate. And if you watch the Packers, the number of times that it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, Jordan Love just sits at the top of the pocket, does his little fadeaway throw, and puts it right where he wants, on the money for a big third down conversion. So they have high-end quarterback play right now, I would say, with Jordan Love in high leverage situations. And then defensively, outside of your boy Dak, tearing him up back, week 4, they've been really good on the defensive side of the ball. Now, nobody's perfect. It's tough to be perfect on defense. You have lulls, right? I already hear Packers fans like, oh, they gave up all these points in the second half against the Bears. There's a good defense in Green Bay. The Micah Parsons additions has been outstanding. It's helped their pass rush. It's elevated everybody across the board. They did have a big injury with defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt. But the Packers can play defense. They can throw the ball and create explosives. They can run the ball with Josh Jacobs. He's a little banged up right now, but they can win in different ways. And the Packers, they're also one of the best teams in the NFC.
Okay. All right, so you go Rams and then Packers?
Yeah, right now, I mean, like I want to believe in Philly.
Oh, you said Seattle too. I'm sorry. So you've got
Seattle's right there.
Okay, got it.
And I want to believe in the Eagles, but the Eagles are just the weirdest team because they collapsed in 2023, and this feels like 2023 when they collapsed and they've lost 3 straight, and the offense is awful. So the Eagles are not what they were last year.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you if the ship had sailed on the Eagles.
Well, they play the Raiders and then the Commanders twice in the last 4 weeks.
Gift.
So they should win, but they might go into and then they play Buffalo, but they might go into the playoffs and get smoked like they did back in 23 against the Bucs. So we could see that. But they also, I trust their defense still. It's just their offense is awful right now.
Okay. You mentioned Joe Flacco and Eli Manning earlier, and we went on that run where those type quarterbacks were winning. I got a minute or two. In their prime, who was a better QB? Eli Manning or Joe Flacco?
Man, I think Flacco had some good years. I think Eli was a little better. I think the thing with Eli, and I know my audience too. Eli too. I'm big on like when you're in a dome. I've said this before. I think Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford. When you play in a dome, it just makes it a little easier to throw the ball. You don't have those weather games. You don't have to deal with wind. Eli dealt with some conditions in New Jersey. The wind, so that affects your stats. That affects things. And his 2011 run, he was great that whole season. He was great in 2012. He had some really high-end seasons. A lot of average seasons, too, but he had some high-end seasons and, of course, the playoff runs, too. But I'd say Eli over Flacco for career.
All right, 30 seconds. Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Joe Flacco in their prime. Who you taking?
Phillip Rivers, probably.
Let's go.
I know my audience, but maybe not that. I think Rivers was a better quarterback across the board. I know he doesn't have the playoff magic that Eli had, but
yeah, but
Rivers
he didn't have
better quarterback.
Tom Coughlin and Steve Spagnuolo and Ernie Accorsi,
Right. He did not. Rivers was great, though, and I cannot believe he's coming back and playing football against the Seahawks this weekend. It's a wild story.
Be good, buddy. Thanks, Steve P.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bud. The Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by the Mississippi State University Bagley College of Engineering. The Department of Computer Science and Engineering in the Bagley College of Engineering offers new bachelor's and master's degrees in AI. The bachelor's in AI, which started in the fall of 2024, was the first such degree in the SEC. The first such degree in the SEC. Mississippi State University, Bagley College of Engineering. And the BS in Cybersecurity degree has seen tremendous enrollment growth over the past 3 years, which is awesome. Schedule your tour on campus at Mississippi State coming out of the holidays. Bagley.msstate.edu. Bagley.msstate.edu. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone. Show Me the Money Friday, right here in the Bank Plus studio.
WRKS Pickens Jackson. WRKS Pickens Jackson.
All systems go.
Live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
This is Sound Warning.
Live in the studio. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Streaming live worldwide on the Out of Bounds radio app. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9. All set? Let's go. The Zone.
All right. Well, good morning to you. Welcome in to the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by our friends at Pearl River Resort. Book your conference there for next spring or summer right now. PearlRiverResort.com. Call, ask for Kim. She'll take care of you. So much to do. Golf, Vegas-style sports book, table games, and amazing food. And great conference space. All on the property of Pearl River Resort. That sports book will be rocking this weekend with the games on Saturday and Sunday. We're ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're streaming live for you on the Out of Bounds radio app and thezone1059.com. We've always had a nice listenership in the Biloxi Gulfport area. I don't know what happened, but I got our numbers yesterday, and thank you for streaming the show in the Biloxi Gulfport. And I think it also includes like Ocean Springs and so on, D'Iberville, whatever. But thank you. I mean, good Lord. Those are the biggest numbers we've ever done down there. So thank you for streaming the show in the Biloxi Gulfport area. If you want to have us down for a remote, let us know. Hit us up on the text line. The Golden Moon Casino text line, 601-885-3776. We would love to do some of that, but the streaming numbers down there were freaking insane. And, I mean, as well as they were here in other spots, but that was good to see. And it's always been, like, super solid, but nothing like what we got this year. So that was awesome.
Big, tall drink of water, quarterback can really hum it downfield.
We love the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Twitter X at Bo Bounds, and the Stella Artois caller line is 601-707-3750. Yo, what do we have? Oh, Bowl Pick'em. All right, we're doing an unbelievable Bowl Pick'em with the grand prize is off the charts. And so we want you to go ahead and jump in because the games start tomorrow. Is that right? You only have today to jump, or today through like tomorrow morning? Okay. We would love for you to go to ESPN.com, hit the Bowl Pick'em tab, and then you can search for us. OOB Bowl Pick'em. ESPN.com, Bowl Pick'em tab, OOB Bowl Pick'em. Pick all the winners, and you can win an amazing grand prize from us. That'd be awesome. Yeah, OOB Bowl Pick'em. OOB Bowl Pick'em. And that's on ESPN.com. We've always done the March Madness.
Right.
This is the first time we've done a bowl that I can remember.
Yeah.
And Blake may have done one, but I don't think he did. And so Jackson set us up. OOB Bowl Pick'em. Boom. How about that?
I like it.
All right. We went over the schedule for Ole Miss and Mississippi State because we've all lost our damn minds. We're talking, who knows? We still got to go through the portal and do all that. Each team has to add 40-plus players and so on. But I will say the coaching has always mattered. It matters more today more than ever because you're shuffling in 50 players a year, combination of high school and portal. So the question is, who can coach the best over a 30 to 40-day span, really, going into the season? Obviously, Lane is incredible.
Right.
He just, this NFL model fits him, and that's what he grew up with, and he adopted it. He was ready for it. He embraced it. People ran from it or asked questions that were stupid. And it is what it is. You can either, it's the portal, NIL, you should have known what it was from the jump, and give Missouri and Ole Miss and A&M and Ohio State and some others credit for getting in. Oregon, good Lord, for getting in and getting after it. Indiana. I mean, Cignetti knew exactly what he wanted. Kurt Cignetti at Indiana knew exactly what he wanted to do when he was hired. He wasn't going to chase high school players. He was like, we have to get this roster where we need it to be. Boom. I've got the people to hire, and that's what we'll do. And the rest is history. Indiana is the Big Ten champs and the number 1 seed, and
Incredible.
got to buy. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I never thought about Indiana football once, even though Lee Corso coached there for 10 minutes. The only thing I knew growing up was Bobby Knight and Isaiah Thomas. And eventually, Steve Alford, which I was at that Final Four, as y'all know. And that's what I thought about was Indiana, motion offense. They always played man-to-man D. Bobby Knight was offended if you talked about a 2-3 zone, even though Jim Boeheim played one for 40 years at Syracuse and went to several Final Fours and won a national title with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
But Indiana is the number 1 seed in college football. And they got to buy. Texas Tech got to buy.
Wow.
So the teams that gravitated and, towards this, look at Vanderbilt. They're going to a fun bowl game and they're excited about it. I love what Diego Pavia said about it. Hey, man, I live to play. And you only go play so many games. I want to play ball. I love that. He's like, and he's that kid. He's like Jake Mangum. He's like, you just let us know where we're going to play. You pick the side yard, the lot, the parking lot, whatever you want to do. You let me know because I'm bringing it.
Same way we refuse to cross Jake out to making the majors. I'm not betting against Pavia.
People that are men or women that are wired like that, I'm not counting them out.
No.
So to answer your question, no. I mean,
he'll get drafted.
People, didn't think Jake Mangum could do it. I'm like, y'all don't understand. When we did a Q&A together last year at the country club, I thought Jake Mangum and Tanner Allen were with me on stage, so I was asking them questions. And we were going back and forth on their careers and their thoughts and their approach and how many, what do they have, 6 College World Series between the two of them? I mean, come on, right? And so as I'm listening to these two young men talk about what it takes to compete in the greatest conference by a million miles in the country in the SEC, the one thing that jumped out at me with Jake Mangum that night, he said this. He said, you'll have to rip the jersey off of me. I knew then and there.
Yeah.
You want to go against him? You want to count him out? I mean, come on. And what did he do? The next season, he made it to the majors and stayed up there and was super productive for the Tampa Bay Rays, which I've had a Tampa Bay Rays hat on the first hour and a half of the show. And I got to get a pullover.
Yeah.
I need a
the Rays got some
thin
heat.
pullover Tampa Bay Rays.
Find one.
Okay. But I agree with you on Diego Pavia. I wouldn't tell somebody like that they couldn't make it.
No.
There's just people that you grow up with or that you're around that are dogs, and they will never, ever, 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 ever give up.
Yeah, because somebody's got to take a flyer on him.
Right.
And as soon as they give him the ball, it's just all
Who
bets are
knows?
off, man.
I mean, he may be able to be a Taysom Hill type.
That'd be tight.
But a little bit
more
refined. I got to think through that. Vanderbilt's playing in the ReliQuest Bowl in Tampa. That's awesome for those kids. They get to go down there for 4 or 5 nights in sunny Tampa, and they play. Iowa lives in the Outback / ReliQuest Bowl.
Yeah, they do.
Remember they had negative 29 yards rushing and still beat a Joe Moorhead team?
Oh, my gosh. That's right.
No, negative 33 yards. First time that it had happened, I think, since 1905.
That's just impressive.
Good hell. Back in a second. Oh, man. Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. What a world we live in. We're talking 2026 football schedules in the SEC. We have all lost our damn minds, haven't we? Show is brought to you by Juniker Jewelry Store, Highland Colony in Madison. If you're in the looking for an engagement ring, necklace, earrings, bracelets, they do a great job. Juniker Jewelry Store.
You gonna show me the money.
Show me the money Friday on the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Jackson Meadows claims that he's going to get his, I find it hard to believe.
Me too.
But he says that he's going to go get his Christmas card picture at Bass Pro Shop this weekend with his 3 dogs. There's a debate as to whether his girlfriend's going to be in the picture too. We'll see 35, 36 out of the 38, 39 that he sends the card to are females. Some are ex-girlfriends. Others are ex-girlfriends' moms, which is even better. This could be a very risque
Yeah, it could be defining.
Netflix series.
A defining moment in my life.
I don't think there's any doubt it could be.
Sure, you're right. Because I think the list is going to.
It's like being in the Super Bowl.
This may have a little more pressure.
True.
There may be a little more pressure applied.
Do you think that you'll actually get there this year and get the picture?
The picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, in time to mail it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And to all our listeners, 4 days and counting is Jackson's birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So we got to, just don't forget about that.
It's next Tuesday.
Right.
I need to have my picture ready by then.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll make that happen.
You should go. You should go topless in the picture.
Look,
you're pasty white.
Yeah, but think about where I'm at.
Yeah. You have no muscle tone.
Dude, who cares?
Yeah. It'd look great. And you should hold.
It's freaking pearl.
You should hold.
No one wears shirts.
That's a good point. You should hold a Tito's White Russian while you're getting the pick.
At this point, I'm going with a robe on them. I'll wear a robe up
You
there.
should wear.
I will wear a robe.
Oh God, please! You should
Don't
wear
tell
a
me
robe.
That. Dude, I'll wear a robe anyway.
To Bass Pro to get your Christmas pick.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea.
No, that's a great idea.
It is. My kid's gonna hate it, but I love it.
Why? I think she'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think she understands how.
Tell her to
good
embrace
that
it,
is.
or ask her to embrace it. We don't want to tell her anything, but ask her to embrace it.
She may go for that.
Dude, you got to wear a robe. Do you have one?
Do I?
Okay.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
Is it?
It's
what color?
It's a mean, deep, dark burgundy brownish.
Oh, perfect.
And
all you got to do is put like
silk on the outside.
And then if you just wear a Santa hat or an elf hat, whatever they're called, then it'll all tie together and it'll be very festive.
Yeah. The thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
Silk on the outside, nice and fuzzy on the inside.
Dude, that is so good. Is it really silk? Damn.
It's expensive.
We'll have to ask Luke if he wants to start selling these robes at the Rogue Men's Store.
I'll model it.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great.
I really don't know how I don't do this now.
Oh, that'd be incredible. You could have a Prosecco day at the Rogue and have a bunch of women come through and you're modeling the robe.
Prosecco and robes.
Oh, that's a day right there.
There's got to be a way to form those two words into one. I'll figure it out.
Speaking of, it's Italian Day at the Rogue today. And so starting at 10 a.m., basically they're throwing a party all day, which I think is a great idea. It's suits, shoes, cigars at the Rogue Men's Store. Suits, shoes, cigars starting at 10 a.m. through 6 p.m. today. And he has several Italian manufacturers there. And then they're also having cigars curated by Spring Street Cigars, which is in the same building. And Spring Street's bar opens at 11 a.m. But
Dang, nice.
Luke will have some adult refreshments too at the Rogue Men's store. And so that is today, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Let me tell you again, suits, shoes, cigars at the Rogue Men's store and Spring Street Cigars in Jackson, which is in the same building, is part of the big day. That's all at the Rogue Men's store. And we may even get Jackson to go through with his robe on.
Yeah. Oh, he'll love
That would
it.
be incredible.
I'm sure he would love that.
Yeah. No doubt about it. This is great. This has turned out to be a great day.
I'm with the robe.
Yeah.
I've worn that robe in many places that I was not supposed to.
Have you?
Yeah, restaurants.
Love it.
Why not?
Like, what's it called? Edu?
No,
Edo.
I don't know if they'd appreciate it as much as
You could wear it to like
salsas.
Piccadilly.
Oh yeah. Now, whoa. Leave Piccadilly out of that.
Yeah.
Well, now I could though. I love Piccadilly.
So you've worn it to sauces?
Oh yeah.
Did you have a shirt on?
I did have a shirt on.
Okay.
It was cold.
Got it.
Cold night.
And what, slippers?
I'm sure slides. Yeah.
Did you wear pants?
Yeah, I did have pants on.
Okay.
Some sweats. I think I needed a jacket. Didn't have a jacket. Went with the robe instead. Because for some reason the robe was in my car.
That is so good.
No idea why. But
Well, because who doesn't drive around with the robe in their car?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
My God.
Sometimes I need to just.
I
flip
mean,
it.
I'm confident that women shopped at McRae's in 1985
Yeah.
in a robe while smoking a cigarette.
And with the
Because back then
curlers
you could
in.
smoke anywhere.
Yeah.
What? Why not?
They had curlers in their hair.
I mean, wasn't that what Dolly Parton was doing when she was singing 9 to 5?
I thought that was what it was
Come
about.
to McRae's or Dillard's, fire up a heater,
blast a heater.
in the middle of the clothing section with a robe on.
Oh, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
that's 1985 all damn day long.
Yeah,
Remember,
it's
my dad
man,
was
that's nuts.
a suit salesman for McRae's
Oh, that's right.
for 32 years.
We went to the McRae's on Meadowbrook all the time. I lived in Bellhaven.
And
I may have even gone that far on my bike. Well, I went to Veterans Memorial Stadium, so I got to think, how far did we go?
That's a trek.
That it is a little
That's
bit of
haul.
it's really not that far from Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Well, yeah. No,
The day-
not from there.
My house, like riding a bike to Veterans Memorial Stadium, I could get there in less than 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So 20
I mean,
minutes.
think about it. I was on Pinehurst. I hit
Right.
State Street. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm by Millsaps in 11.8 seconds, right? Because I mean, I got that Schwinn Predator.
That thing's sweet.
Thing's rolling. I hit that hill coming off of Millsaps going into Veterans.
Yeah.
But then I got to go uphill to finish it off. But still, by the time I get to Veterans, I'm not that far from Cinema 6 or McRae's.
That's right.
I can't remember though. I did bike to Fondren. This is before Fondren was like incredible. Like now it's amazing.
Right.
It kind of lost its way for a while. But I mean, there were still beautiful homes there. I had a friend, Margaret, and they lived there. And I bike over there. So I mean, that wasn't, but hell, what are we talking about? Another mile from Veterans? Not even a mile.
Nah.
They lived on Glenway,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's close.
which is right across the street from the
mile.
big church there in Fondren.
Dang.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so you were cruising the city.
I had to.
Yeah, I see that.
I went all the way to Smith Wills. Well, we went past that. I had to go see Billy Bean
Billy.
and Lenny Dykstra.
Yeah,
They needed me.
They did.
During BP.
I agree.
All right. The Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by Southern Ag Credit. Financing life outside the city limits. SouthernAgCredit.com. Financing life outside the city limits. SouthernAgCredit.com.
When the lights are about to be turned off, you know what you need. Because you gotta somehow make that paper, right?
Show me the money!
You come to the right place for that. Because it's time for Bo Bounds to
Show me the money!
show you the
Brought to you by the Golden Moon Casino, Vegas-style sportsbook on the property of Pearl River Resort. Also, award-winning Dancing Rabbit there, golf club. It's been ranked in the top 100 courses in the country several times. PearlRiverResort.com. That's a damn good weekend. We welcome in our friend Fat Jack Ross, FatJackSports.com. Hit it today. Jump on board. Bowl games, NFL, NBA, everything else that's going on. Fat Jack, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, actually. We were, 10-4 2 weeks ago and had a great weekend. And then this last week, I ran a $49 special for the holidays and championship week. We were 1-0 on Friday. We're 4-0 on Saturday, 3-1 on Sunday. We lost Monday night, lost a half a game there, but then we had over last night and hit the total there. So if you go to FatJackSports.com, everybody gets exactly the same picks no matter what package you're on, the games I'm playing. And they're posted and documented, so you don't have to guess whether you're getting the best picks. Everybody gets the same ones, and they were 8-1 last week after a 10-2 or 10-4. So really nice run. And as I said, we won last night with the over, which was the only easy play in that Tampa-Atlanta game. He had to earn everything else. So a great weekend to get signed up. $99 for all the football through Monday, and everything's posted. Everything's 100% transparent, and everybody gets the same plays. And those are games I'm playing. Got through a kidney stone on Saturday, but kidney stones are made much better when you're going 4-0. So it was good.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Kurt Signetti is just an assassin. What an animal.
I gave everybody at Indiana on that, and they all kind of scratched their head and thought, I don't know. I think they're favored, in my opinion, to win the national championship. This is a really well-balanced team. I don't think he's an incredibly likable guy, but he's got it going, and they are really good top to bottom. Certainly the most balanced. And Bo, people that listen to this segment got Texas Tech. I told everybody you were at the casino back the second week of the season. I said, get you a little ticket on Texas Tech to win the national title. They were 65-1 at the time, and 88 before that game. If you got that, you don't need these teams to win the national title at 65-1. They're getting a bye. So next week, we'll money line whoever they're going to be favored over. If they happen to be a small underdog, which they probably won't, you'll lay the points, and you're hedging yourself at 65-1. Bo, if you played $100 to win 6,500, you play 500 on their opponent after this week's game, and you're guaranteeing yourself 4x. And that's just for listening to this segment. You didn't have to sign up for the service to get that. Just listen to the segment and play these picks every now and then. You're gonna make some money.
I remember you saying that. I was at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, which is Pearl River Resort, and you said that in like September. Unbelievable. FatJackSports.com on the Out of Bounds show. All right, where are you with? Look, you may disagree. I don't think we need G5 teams in the playoff. I think they need to have their own Final Four and have a national championship. Tulane at Ole Miss, and now there may be some value here, but Tulane at Ole Miss and James Madison at Oregon, I want all Power 4 teams. What do you think when I say that?
No, I totally disagree. I don't think you need multiples for sure. But here's my problem, Bo. Unless you're going to just basically say college football, and believe me, I think you might be the majority. I put up a post on this. Everybody's jumping on we need the best 12 teams. You need the best 12 teams if you're a fan of one of the best 12 teams or a conference that holds one of the best 12 teams. But how do you go talk to the NCAA is supposed to be about all of the NCAA D1 teams. So how do you go to Tulane and you say, yeah, we want you to try to recruit and be the best you can be and build your NIL and be a part of this family, this group, but you have 0% chance unless you somehow, some way get a bunch of legacies or alumni that have kids that are great of being able to compete. Having two of them is an absolute waste of time, but they need at least one so that all of them can go and recruit and at least have some type of equal footing against the SEC and the Big Ten and all of these conferences, that it's a monopoly. Now, if you want to say college football is only about the Power 4 teams and that's really all we care that are good, then yeah, absolutely. Tell the rest of them, listen, you're not as good. So go get athletes that aren't as good, and let the big boys dance over here at the floor. I like everybody to at least have an attempt to have a seat at the party, and I'm okay with one game out of the. And by the way, go to 16. Now you can put 2 in. Instead of having a bye, you're playing a team that you're 3 or 4 touchdown favorite over. I'm okay sacrificing that for the good of the sport and pulling up some of these other programs that might be borderline on some of these kids, may have some NIL dollar, but if they don't feel like they have any chance to get in, how do you recruit against the big boys? I'm okay with it being at least one of those teams.
Okay, but 2 is excessive. I mean,
2 success. I mean, why we have 2? Texas, there's a bunch of teams that resume and otherwise. What about BYU, Bo? This is the team that has the biggest complaint. What if Texas Tech goes and wins the national title? They're already getting a bye. They're already a top 4 team in the country based on the rank, the seedings in this thing. And BYU lost to them twice. They have the best losses, and they're not even being. They're the last thing we're talking. We're talking about Notre Dame. Notre Dame hadn't beaten anybody.
No.
Texas has some losses that they shouldn't have. You can't go to Florida and lose. And by the way, they had 2 games in overtime that we're lucky to get across the finish line. We have to care about how, if we're gonna look at the eye test in any form. BYU lost to a top 4 team in the country 2 different times, and everybody's like, "Yeah, go back and babysit your kids." You guys all have to 30 years old. You have children. Go back to babysitting. We don't care about you. That's ridiculous. I mean, that team there, they may have the biggest beef by the end. So, yeah, one is fine. 2 is too many. Unless they expand the playoffs.
How about this? Well, it's not up. All right. That's all right. No, that's cool. Fat Jack Ross on the Out of Bounds show and the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Okay, do we want to go are you playing Army Navy, or do we want to go straight to the NFL this weekend? You call it.
A quick Army Navy. It's 16 of the last 19 have gone under in the series. All right, so over the last literally 2 decades, this game goes under all the time. Navy, I think, will score some points here. They're 8-3 to the over this year. So although I don't want to try to fade a 16-3 under run, which is what you're having to do, I do think Navy does not tackle well in the back end, and they're a little more imaginative on offense than they have been in years past. So I actually think that game might go over. I'm not going to release it, but I do think if you're going to play it, just sprinkle a couple of dollars on the over, even though you're swimming upstream. But the NFL's where all the action. But I think we're going to have major chaos after this week as far as some of these playoff spots. You have some really weird lines with teams that have a ton to play for. So where do you want to start?
All right. Well, I mean, the marquee games, Packers, Broncos, Lions, Rams. I mean, I agree with you. It could be a hell of a day, but I'm going to let you roll with it.
So Green Bay is a favorite over Denver. That's one that jumps off the page at everybody. Why are they favored on the road? This is a matchup thing. All right, it's a matchup problem for Denver with Green Bay. Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the league when he faces man coverage in the back end and you bring pressure. So if you play man, he is the number 1 quarterback at being able to read through his progressions, find open receivers, and make you pay for gambling defensively. Denver, that's all they want to do. They only play man in the back end. So what you've got is a stylistic benefit toward Green Bay's offense over Denver's defense. So what does Denver do? Well, they either do what dance with the one that brought you, play man in the back end, try to get home with some blitz packages, and hope that they're better than the best quarterback in the league in this spot. Or they go to play cover 2, they play some zone in the back end, and that's not what they want to do. So it's a stylistic problem for Denver's defense, which is the bread and butter of their team. Bo Nix is better for sure, but defense is what brought Denver to where they are right now. So I actually like Green Bay. I think Jordan Love will keep doing what he's doing. I'm not a Jordan Love fan. I'm not a Packer fan with their coaching staff, but I do think if you do something that's super familiar with a guy that is really good at that, and I think Denver's stubborn. I think they're going to keep running man and bring pressure. I think Jordan Love will take advantage of that. That's why they're a favorite. The other one, that New England-Buffalo game, is the other one that's kind of a head-scratcher line. Buffalo, a small favorite. That's simply based on who New England has played or not played. Buffalo's not great defensively, but New England hasn't played anybody. They played only the worst teams in the league so far. This is a step up. Buffalo lost last time out. I think Buffalo is the right side of the game. I think they go on the road and get it done. There will be some weather, but it won't be terrible. And New England, I'm not sure, is going to be able to take advantage of that really soft run defense for Buffalo. So I like Buffalo in that one. The Rams and Detroit, hard to get in front of McVay in December. Now, I think there's some variance with the Rams. They have been playing so well, and we saw them kind of step back last week. But overall, they are so riding high that expect Matthew Stafford to not play quite as well. Expect them to drop back a little bit. But it's hard to get in the way of that. But LA 15-5 against the spread their last 20, so they're covering 75% of the time. And more importantly, McVay has a way of getting them going in December. They're 16-3 against the spread their last 19 games in December. So when we get to December, that is where McVay and the Rams really start rolling. So I think this is a tough one. I also blame Matthew Stafford for what's going on with Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers sitting over there like you and I are the same dude. I'm sitting over here playing with my kids. You're out there, leading the league in passing. Give me a shot. I don't care that I gained 30 pounds. I couldn't run away from anybody before anyway. So if something happens to Phillip Rivers, look no further than Matthew Stafford for what the problem was. That game I lean over, and a lot of that depends on also whether Detroit's coaching staff continues to do what they did last week, which is take fewer chances in their own half of the field on fourth down. They had been horrible at that against Philly and other teams, of going for it way too many times. When you don't get that in your own end, that is a turnover, especially with today's field goal kickers. They kick it from just about anywhere. He did a better job last week. If he doesn't go back to being Mr. Gambler in those spots, then I think they have a shot not only to cover, but to win. If not, Detroit will be blown out by the Rams. So a tough one to figure out simply because of the coaching matchup. I don't. What Detroit does is irresponsible on fourth down in their own part of the it's good against bad teams. It doesn't work in the playoffs or against good teams. That's why we don't talk about Detroit when we get into January or February. We don't have to worry about Detroit because they go for it too many times against teams that are either equal to them or possibly better. That is what's happening this week. So he better be a little more conservative on fourth down. And remember, the punter is on payroll for a reason.
Wow. FatJackSports.com. You said $99 all the way through Monday Night Football this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah. Last week it was $49. You win 8-1. I mean, gosh, Bo, if you can't win doing that, I mean, you quit gambling. I mean, honestly, if it's $49, dinner's $49. Go to the steakhouse over there. Give me something under $49. See how that goes. This week it's $99. And we are absolutely dialed in, and everybody gets the same place, and they're posted under the results tab. Just go to the FatJackSports.com, look at the results tab. Those are the games I'm playing. I was in the Bahamas last week. I beat them out about $70,000 on the exact same plays you got for $49 if you signed up at the website. This week it's $99. Those exact plays are going to be bet by me and my clients, and they're going to then be posted, so you know you're only getting the best plays with under the results tab at the website.
All right, Fat Jack Ross, FatJackSports.com. That's one of the best hits we've had all year. And we're going to hold for the college football playoffs since we have a Mississippi team in. So next week we'll hit Tulane at Ole Miss and Miami A&M and Oklahoma, Bama at Oklahoma and all that. All right, Fat Jack, have a great weekend, buddy.
Yeah, it's getting ready to heat up in the South. I'm from Oklahoma. I have not been this excited in a long time, having nothing to do with the Sooners and everything to do with these 12 teams. So fire up. I'll talk to you next Friday, Bo.
All right, Fat Jack Ross, FatJackSports.com on the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Pearl River Resort and the Golden Moon Casino, Vegas-style sportsbook. We're going to go to Oxford, Mississippi. Do we have the man, the myth, and the legend? Wow. Patrick Kelly, PK, owner of Finch and Kelly, also wine aficionado, joins us on 105.9 The Zone ESPN. Hey, buddy, are you locked in?
We're locked in now. I'm just glad that the last few weeks are over and we can focus on football.
Man, what a roller coaster ride you and Ole Miss fans have been through. It is totally bizarre what has happened. Greatest season in the history of your program, and your coach isn't coaching in the playoffs. Isn't that just crazy?
And our coach is the coach at LSU. It's it's insane.
Hey, you remember you went on a 10-minute rant last time I did a show there about how much you hated LSU. Can you kind of gauge where you are now?
Well, but I've realized that this may be a little bit of a blessing because I think I had softened a little bit on how much I hated LSU. And, last year's away game there really kind of re-energized me. And then this has just knocked it over the top. I mean, honestly, if they were playing against the Taliban, I'd put on a turban and go to the game.
So, all right, the fact that game is in Oxford next year is insane. Now, let's go to the college football playoff game. Well, first of all, are you selling any We Hate Lane stuff at Finch and Kelly on the square or whatever funny stuff?
I have a pin. Somebody had photoshopped Lane's face onto Quinshon Judkins' picture. And so that's my current favorite right now. And then, of course, we've got one that just says "Ho" like the SEC logo.
That is so good. That is so good. Yeah. They made a meme of Bo Bounds as a hoe a couple of years ago when I went crazy that Mississippi State didn't host a regional and East Carolina did. I think some Southern Miss fans did. That's great. Okay. It's a big game. Here's where I wish y'all were hosting Vanderbilt or, something like that.
UVA would have been great.
Yeah. I mean, it's still huge. It's still fun. Y'all are all going to party next week. It'll start on Wednesday. It'll bleed all the way through Saturday, mid-afternoon. Vaught Hemingway will be crazy. Your register will be unbelievable on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. But here's the rematch with Tulane. It takes a little of the sizzle off, PK.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It makes me a little nervous, just because, and I think this may be PTSD from being an Ole Miss fan. But it's it's just it lost a little of the sizzle. But I will say the energy around here is incredible already.
Sure.
A lot of the students that normally would have left by now are just staying through the week.
That's a good thing.
Exams just ended, or I guess they're ending today. But a lot of them have been done for a few days, and they're just staying. It's been really interesting because usually the town gets pretty sleepy by now. But we went out to eat last night and had to wait.
Really?
And that's not normal for this time of year here.
Where'd you go?
We went to Sola.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite place here right now.
Okay, Sola.
Yeah.
What's your favorite item on the menu at Sola?
The ducky dumplings.
Ooh,
might be my favorite bite of food in Oxford.
Damn. That sounds good.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
Is that an appetizer or entree?
You can do it either way. If you get it as an entree, they put some rice and an egg over it.
Oh,
but they're really good.
Okay, is that one of the owners that got the Michelin deal?
I don't think so. She did win the seafood cook-off for Mississippi last year.
Okay,
she's a chef owner, and it's a small menu, but they change it really regularly, but kind of keep the all-stars on it.
Right. Okay. What's her name?
Erica, and I can't remember her last name.
Okay. No, I thought Wes had it, but we'll get it in a second. Patrick Kelly, owner of Finch and Kelly on the Square in Oxford, getting ready for Tulane at Ole Miss December 20th. And is that a 2:30 game?
Yeah, it's 2:30 kick.
Yeah, TNT.
We are super excited up here, and just honestly, when the Michigan job opened up, it's the first time in 6 years that I haven't been worried that our coach is leaving. It's been amazing.
Oh my gosh, man. Have you heard whether or not Juice Kiffin's going to stay in Oxford or go to Baton Rouge?
There are a lot of dissenting reports. I mean, I think he has been mostly living with his trainer out at Wild Rose.
Okay. All right.
I know there have also been some misinformation put out where I knew somebody that was hunting with Juice in Alabama when he supposedly had a picture made in Baton Rouge. So, I know this is going to surprise a lot of people, but sometimes Lane doesn't tell the whole truth.
No.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Patrick Kelly, PK, Finch and Kelly, clothing's awesome. He'll do custom suits. Okay. Custom sport coats, all that. And then he's got awesome hoodies and vests and pullovers and pants and all kinds of good stuff. Finch and Kelly in Oxford, right there on the square, getting ready for. Have you gotten a new hoodie or pullover or vest in?
We've got hoodies and quarter zips that are currently getting the college football playoff logo embroidered on them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Okay, that is freaking cool. I love that. So y'all are going to get freaking knocked over starting on Wednesday next week. That's going to be pretty. That's going to be pretty awesome. Hey, do you think Trinidad's coming back?
I think if he comes back, if he gets the year of eligibility, that he will.
Okay.
I think he'll come back here. His parents are incredibly normal, and I don't believe that they have appreciated the way this whole year has played out. They feel like all the drama with Lane has really taken away from the exposure that Trinidad and Kiwan should have been getting.
Sure.
And I'm not sure that there's a huge appetite for Lane's drama with his folks. And he's really closer to Joe Judge than he is any of the rest of them. So
let me ask you this. I got one more minute. Has Sonny recovered from Kiffin leaving?
Yeah, she's fine. She's mad, which is even funnier.
Okay.
But
because last time I was there, she was like worried about it when you had your open house thing on that Thursday night. You know?
Yeah, and we needed it to be over more than anything else, I think.
Okay.
But we're all excited about Golding, and I know that's not necessarily a nationally popular hire, but I think we needed some palate cleanse after years of Lane drama.
Okay. You know, I'm with you. I mean, you needed a super hot shower after going through what Lane took y'all through. All right, dude. Go ahead.
I was going to say, hopefully we get more Marcus Freeman results than.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. That's what you're shooting for. He may be the next head coach for the New York Giants. But anyway, can you imagine if Michigan's open? Can you imagine if Notre Dame comes open for an NFL? Oh my God, we won't even know what to do. We're already all wrecked. All right, see you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good, bud.
All right, have a good weekend. PK, Finch and Kelly clothing store on the square in Oxford. Speaking of another awesome clothing store that we're partnered with, the Rogue Men's Store is having Italian Day today. Italian Day today. And it's just going to be one big party there at the Rogue Men's Store. It starts at 10 a.m. and it goes through 6 a.m. And it's suits, shoes, and cigars. And Spring Street Cigars will be participating too. They'll have cigars curated by Spring Street Cigars in Jackson. One more time. Jump in the Out of Bounds Bowl Pick'em. The grand prize is going to be amazing. Go to ESPN.com. Hit the Bowl Pick'em tab, and then our group is OOB Bowl Pick'em. OOB Bowl Pick'em. We'll see you next week.